So today we're talking about whether a function is a function or not. So function or not a function, that is the question. No, nobody gets it? Okay, fine. Eventually you'll get it when you listen to Hamlet or when you read Hamlet. Okay, so there are many different ways that we can talk about a function being a function. So we're going to define those first before we get into actually looking at it. So first, when I've got a table, okay, when I've got a table, okay, basically the easiest way to say this, x's cannot repeat. Okay, the long version is, for every x value, there can be one unique value for y, but it is okay to have the same values of y if there are different x's. All the x values have to be different. Basically, all the x values are different, they cannot repeat. Okay, so that's a table. Easy enough? Okay, then we've got a mapping diagram. Okay? And mapping's the one where it's got like two circles, right? And you've got like arrows pointing from one way to the other. Okay? This is a no. Okay, if it's like 1x and it's going to like two different numbers, that means no. If I have it where I have two different x's going to the same y, it's good, it's okay. Okay, and we'll go over some more like actual examples so you get a couple of practice problems. I'm just trying to make it defining it so that you can easily like go back and look for this. Okay, then we have from a graph. And you've got the vertical line test. Okay. Basically, it's a function if it crosses only once. Okay. It's not a function if it crosses more than one time. Okay, any questions on any of defining any of this so far? No? Okay, so then let's look at a table. Okay, so if I have a table XY, and I've got 0, 1, 2 for my x's, and 8, 10, 11. Is this a function?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, what if I had a table, and I'm going to go straight down with it. If I have X, Y table, and I've got 2, 2, 6, 5, 8, 10. So my X's are 2, 2, 6, my Y's are 5, 8, 10. Is this a function or not a function? Not a function. Why is it not a function? The x's repeat. This right here is why it's not a function. These two x's, these two 2's. Any questions? Okay, let's look at some mapping. So if I've got -1, -2, and I've got 4, 5, 7, and my arrow goes here, and here, and here. Okay, so I've got, okay, when we're looking at mapping, I just want to remind you, this is like our x values and this is like our y values, just like our tables. Okay, I probably should have reminded you up front. Okay, but this is our x values, these are our y values. So, is this a function? No. Why? Because of these right here. Okay, my x is going to more than one y. So this is not a function. Okay, so what if I had eight, 7, 6, 10, 12, so in my x column, I've got 8, 7, 6, and in my y column, I have 10, 12. Is this a function?
Yes.
Why? Because our x's don't repeat. Even though our y repeats with 12, it still counts as a function. Okay. And finally, let's look at some graphs. So I've got x and I've got y, and I want to look at this graph here. Okay, so you know that color that I told you to keep up? Okay, this is y. We want to pass the vertical line test. So I'm going to take that pen that I got, and I'm going to draw a line. And at any point where I draw a line, it should only go through it how many times? Once. It goes through it once, goes through it once. I know this looks like it goes through it more times, but it only goes through it once. Because they're just right next to each other. Okay? So, is this a function or not a function? Function. Oh, I'm sorry. If I move my thing, my mouse a specific way. Okay, and our last graph. Okay. If I have something like this. I take my pen. What?
How do you draw that weird vertical line text graph? I can't really see if you do that.
It's just like squiggly lines, like up and down.
Okay.
So I've got this. Does this pass my vertical line test?
No.
Okay, here's the big key. If I put it at the very edge of this, it only passes it once. Okay, so this would pass the vertical line test. But because basically anywhere else on this graph, it doesn't pass the vertical line test, this is not a function. Okay, are there any questions? Comments, concerns? Okay.